Update for the week. That was cool.
What's going on, Brian?
Our internet is in and out. We got 3 to 4 inches of snow in Houston.
Yeah, I heard Texas got a little snow and didn't know how to act. Rolling power outages, like it's fucking 3 inches. Listen.
I know, because we have terrible infrastructure.
Listen, I can't even. I know a couple people in Texas right now losing their shit. Like, what are we supposed to do? It's snowing. Like, are you fucking kidding me right now?
Yeah. I know. Yeah, I lived in Flagstaff, Arizona, which is one of the snowiest cities in America. So, yeah.
Listen, I cannot stop laughing.
Hey, Raid, I saw your message a couple minutes ago.
Oh yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah. Nice to meet you, man.
Nice to meet you too.
Yeah, I just
Welcome to
replied to you
Power
on
Unit.
Facebook.
What'd you say?
Welcome to Power Unit.
Thank you. I've been catching up and everything.
Jason has helped me so much since I've started this program. Between him and Brian, I could not fail.
I believe it.
Not fail. Yeah.
I believe it.
2 solid dudes.
Yeah, I agree.
So where do you live?
I live in Lawrenceville, Georgia.
Okay.
George.
So I'm in Houston.
I have some family in Houston.
I'm in Delaware.
Yeah, I got a good amount of family and I'm not sure if I have family in Delaware, but maybe.
I'm in Delaware.
Is it cold over there right now?
Huh?
Is it cold over there? Well, not cold, but is it snowing?
Yeah, it's cold. I'm still sitting here in my robe.
Okay.
It's like 30 degrees, I think.
Oh, okay. Is it snowing?
It was. We got snow last week, but we got real snow, not like Texas snow. We got real snow.
Yeah, I remember.
Yo, we got like 8 inches and nothing shut down.
Man.
They were like, you're still gonna come to work, right?
That's kind of like New York,
blah,
right?
blah, blah.
Right. Meanwhile, in Texas, you know, they're acting like they live in the Himalayas and they got 20 feet of snow. Like, bro, you can go and it goes away.
Yeah. Yeah, I actually experienced snow in Texas when I was going to college for a year.
I can't even.
It was pretty fun.
We can't call 3 inches snow.
Yeah. I don't remember how high it was, but we like the university across the street from my apartments. There was like sledding and stuff down the hill, so that was pretty fun.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we got I think we got 6 inches one day, and then like the next day we got like another 3 inches. And yesterday, Saturday was actually what was bad. We ended up getting freezing rain.
Oh man.
So everything was a sheet of ice.
Oh man.
But let me tell you, there is nothing better than sitting in your hot tub while there's freezing rain coming down.
Wow.
Okay? And there is snow on your trees, and I'm just sitting in my hot tub, like, you know what I mean, with my beverage. You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
Do you have a cover for the hot tub?
Of course. I was in that hot tub last night. It was like 20 degrees, and I was in the hot tub, steam just rolling up, like, yeah.
Yeah, that just puts it. When you have the roof on it, that's amazing. You can
the cover, it's not one of those hard roofs. It's like a umbrella that I open and close, but it fits over the whole thing. Yeah, but no, are you kidding? In that weather, I don't want a cover on me.
Yeah.
Because it is so relaxing to sit in the hot tub and have cold rain hitting on your face.
Wow.
Like, just beautiful.
Good morning, everybody.
Well, good afternoon, Jason. How are you today?
Oh man, just trying to get out of this blizzard.
I know. But did you have Did you have to shovel snow?
Oh my gosh, yes, man. Look, I think I heard you and Brian talking. They didn't get nearly as much as we got up here.
Okay, what'd you get? Did you get 4 inches?
No, I think we got like 12.
You got a foot of snow? Oh shit!
Man.
It's like,
Just get real in Texas.
my dog is not having it either. He is not about it.
Not having it. Not about it. He's not about that snow life.
Not at all. I just hate how everything is just shut down. Like we don't have people they're not shoveling the streets or anything. It's just like, oh, don't go nowhere.
Well, here's the good news. Everybody on the East Coast is laughing our asses off at y'all right now. We're like, do you see these knuckleheads? It's a little bit of snow. Meanwhile, over here, you get a foot of snow. They're like, okay, so you'll be on time for work then, right? Because it's only a foot.
There's a little bit of snow, nobody goes out, and there's a pandemic, people dying, everybody out and about.
Yo, everybody's out.
So hold on, I'm not understanding how this is working.
Yo.
Yeah, but see those knuckleheads in Delaware, when it hits 90 degrees, they're like, oh, it's hot.
Yes. True story.
That's nothing.
Not me, because I like it to be hot, but my husband, it doesn't even have to be 90. It can be 80, and he's like a child. Mm-hmm. He's putting the air conditioner on when it hits like 75. I'm like, are you insane? He's like, it's hot.
Come to Texas.
Ridiculous. I'll tell you what, I wanted to move to Florida, and he would not do it because of how hot it gets in Florida. Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, I'm over here like, but yeah, there's no snow. And he's like, exactly, there's no snow. So yeah, that's a thing.
Awesome. Well, look, we're going to, so a lot of people reached out to me, especially like a lot of Texas people who are in power unit, and they were letting me know that they've been having their power kind of come on and off. So we'll see if they come in. But what I wanted to do today is once a month, I like to do kind of just like a big roundtable, and welcome to all of the new people here, but a big roundtable of the power unit call. And I mean, we can call it like fire roundtable, but basically, there's a lot of experience in this group. And then there's also some new people in this group, and we're all facing things in our business, whether it's like a newbie issue or a team building, expanding, whatever it is. But what I like to take the time to do is address some things that may be going on in your business, and let the other group members, including myself, provide you with some feedback on maybe things you can try, whether it's marketing, team building, time blocking, scheduling, whatever like that. And we'll just go for it as long as it's going to go. And if it doesn't take up the whole call, then I'll hop into some marketing stuff. But I always want to make sure that we are taking time to address any issues that you have going on in your business. Okay. So what we'll do is, does anyone want to volunteer to go first? This shouldn't take too long since it's a smaller group today, but who wants to volunteer? Wow.
I was going to say I'll volunteer. I always volunteer, so I'm holding back.
Thank you. We got to be bold in this business. And
you know what I mean?
And I can see where your business is going because you stand up. All right.
Oh. So I actually don't think that I have anything that I'm struggling with right now, except for, if I'm being honest, not having enough buyer clients. Okay. And I know that that's really crazy to hear right now because everybody has buyer clients, but I have a lot of seller clients right now, and I'm very grateful. I'm not complaining. But I feel like if I don't have buyer clients, then I don't have my pulse on what buyers are thinking. And I feel like that's super important in my business to stay on top of buyer trends. And they change so quickly. I feel like being out of the loop for them for the last couple of weeks could hurt me. So that's where I'm struggling actually.
Okay, let me ask you this. How are you currently attracting buyers, or what have you done to attract buyers?
Nothing.
Okay. Well, that could be.
Let's call it fair. I had Zillow, and I just canceled it because they are like the Walmart shoppers of real estate. Like I just can't with these people.
Yep.
So I have an appointment this week to set up an ad for Facebook, which I've already predetermined I'm going to gear towards seller clients. So I guess my biggest question is, do I have the right mindset about that? Am I right in feeling that not having those buyer clients takes my finger off the pulse of buyer trends?
Yeah, no, I don't think that's necessary to know what buyer trends are going on. And in actuality, how real estate works, especially over the years when you're dealing with buyers markets and sellers markets and seasonality and ups and downs, you want to cater your business to what's happening in the market. Right now, the fact that you have many seller clients, you're at an advantage because this is a seller's market right now. And so if that's working for you, push harder with that, because buyers are going to come, and not only are they going to come from other agents, but they'll also come from your sign calls. They'll come from your marketing of the properties that you do have. So
Right.
you can keep buyers. The biggest way that I would say you can start to attract them would be to leverage your existing listings that you have. So
Okay.
start setting up squeeze pages for those listings. You can do that through KV Core. You can do that through leadpages.com. You can do that through ClickFunnels. There's so many platforms out there that'll let you create landing pages and squeeze pages, and let those bring you buyers.
Okay.
Sellers right now is a little difficult for a lot of agents to get. And so, like I said, you're at an advantage because a lot of sellers are worried about where they're going to go after they sell, because the inventory has been pretty low in a lot of places. So no, don't think that because you're not working with buyers that you don't have a pulse on the buyer market, because you can read articles all day and night that'll tell you what's going on in the buyer's market. Plus,
Okay. Thank you.
buyers don't tend to change too much in the market, meaning like buyers really care about getting approved and finding a house for them.
Right.
And so that's their trend year round. Now, what we see in properties, different upgrades and different things like that, we're not going to see drastic changes from month to month. So whatever finishes you saw back in December are still the finishes you're going to see here in February.
Okay.
Okay. The biggest thing with buyers is these interest rates, and that's what's bringing them out. But we need properties. We need sellers like you. We need sellers agents to really run that market. And the fact that that's what you're doing, again, you're at a major advantage. And I would do that 10 times more than trying to attract some buyers.
Okay, so maybe I'll tweak my mindset a little bit.
Yeah.
I have, and you're right. The one thing that all of my sellers are saying is, where am I going to go after the fact? And I'll tell you, and I'll share with you guys, and I don't know if it helps, but for me, the conversations that I'm having are Airbnbs are your best friend, because it puts you in a position to be able to sell your house for absolute top dollar. And then it gives you a non-committal place to stay while we continue to search for your forever new home if we don't find it prior to going to closing. And that way they're able to offer, really good closing dates to people without having to put that contingency on them finding something new.
Yep.
In fact, the active seller that I have right now, that's exactly the plan. She's going to AirPod her stuff or pod her stuff, and she's going into an Airbnb if we don't find her a spot prior to. On top of that, for her, what I'm doing is I have a couple of expireds that I plan on approaching the minute I go under contract for her. Like, hey, I have a buyer for your property.
That is a great strategy. And I want to touch on that right quick. Let me just welcome Calvin and Rashonda. What we're doing today is we're just doing a roundtable chat. People are sharing where they may be struggling in their business or areas of opportunity. And we are providing feedback either as a group or just me, anybody who can chime in, because there is a lot of experience in this group at different levels. And so we do these meetings once a month just to get a pulse on everybody and everything and make sure that we are providing value in all areas of your business and not just from what I'm talking about week to week. So back to Carol. I love that strategy with going after those expireds, because it's like if you have that seller client who is needing somewhere to go and who doesn't have a house, going to an expire and actually having that buyer, that's awesome right there. And everybody should probably write that strategy down, because it's golden, really.
It's working like a charm.
Yeah.
Because I'm double ending shit real quick.
Yep. Yep.
And it's giving it's a solution to a problem for both clients.
Yeah. Yeah. Does anyone else have any feedback on Carol and trying to find buyer clients or anything that she's doing?
Yeah. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna do you have anybody who would be able to work those buyer leads?
I don't do a buyer's agent yet because I'm not, when I hit my 50 transactions, I'll get a buyer's agent.
Okay.
But
I just figured trying to attract more buyers, I feel would probably hurt your listing side, because it's taken a lot of work to get these buyers a house and the amount of showings you have to go on with them. I'm on the other end of the coin, so that's why I asked.
yeah, so I have a lot of systems in place in my business now. I really started off, I was very fortunate to find Chasten and Brian really early in my career. So I spent the first 6 months while I was building a database and a client base, also putting a rock solid foundation in place. And it, for me, is true. When you systemize your business, it really frees up a lot of time to take care of your clients. So I have time blocked hours for buyers every week that's going to waste because I don't have buyers.
Gotcha.
Sellers generally don't need my attention during those showing hours because their properties are being viewed. So there's nothing for me to talk to them about until the end of the day when the surveys start coming in. And they're not, buyers or sellers generally aren't wanting to be on the phone with me at 7 o'clock at night, because they know if anything pertinent had jumped off, I would be on their phone like, hey, we have offers. So from the seller side, it doesn't take, I don't want to say it's less work, because don't get me wrong, it's not. In fact, it is an equal amount of work in my experience, but it is a different type of work. Where buyers, you're running around, you're finding properties, you're out doing showings all the time. With sellers, you're dealing with, mentalities, you're dealing with other realtors, you're dealing with showing time not working correctly, you're dealing with addendums and trying to get contractors out there to get things repaired on time. Those are all 9 to 5 activities, where buyers' activities are usually after 5 o'clock when they're done work. So it's a good balance. I could be wrong, but that's how it's been working for me.
What are you gonna say, Daniel?
Yeah, so I mean, I guess there's a lot of things I could say, but I'm in the opposite side. I have most of my business as buyers, and I've been doing this for going on 7 years now. And even as a part-timer, I was doing buyers, and I did have some listings. I'm not sure how it is in your market. So, here, if you have a listing, either you don't have enough time to do an open house, it's gonna fly off, and it's gonna go pending within a couple of days. But I'm assuming if you're getting a lot of business as a listing agent, you should be attracting tons of buyers, because once again, us buyer agents, we have to go out and look for listings. And then you're getting buyers coming in to you. If you were doing open houses, I'm assuming you'll probably get a lot of there. Or even then, I mean, if you close, let's say you closed, 20 listings last year, right? When I first joined Power Unit, I was thinking that I was going to be, social media leads. I was thinking Chasten was going to help me with, being in social media and social this. And I was thinking that way. But when you started talking about these referral business, and he's not touching on Facebook ads and Instagram ads and posts. And so I feel like, you have everything you need to get those buyers coming in. They should have been flying in by now, because you have about, a lot of listings, also all referrals. I mean, for every listing turns into a buyer. So you're helping, you do have a post on the buyer, because these sellers are also becoming buyers.
Yeah, that's true.
They're still looking at what the other buyers are looking. And when they're selling, they know who they sold to and what the other buyer expected when they bought it. So, I mean, I think you you have everything you need. Maybe it's about, maybe I don't know how much you're implementing the model here, because I think the model, if I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, it does attract a lot of buyer referrals. It's not, all of this is not, I got a few listings from all the referrals and stuff, but it really attracts more buyers than it does listings.
So, it's funny because I track now where all my clients are coming from. And I had two of my closings this year were from referrals. One was a buyer, one was a seller. So I have a 50% ratio even in that area. I'm not complaining, don't get me wrong, I'm not complaining. I know having listings right now is a gold mine, and I'm not complaining about that. I guess if I really finger down to it, I really thought that it was important to continue to work with buyers to, just like I said, keep up on buyer trends and buyer mentalities and what was going on with the buyer side of a transaction, because I felt like it made me a stronger seller's agent. But if you're saying that that's not the case, then I'm going to take my time block buyer time and I'm going to reappropriate it to something else.
I would recommend that. Like for me personally, Carol, I have no desire to take on a buyer, not any at all.
How do you really feel?
And as a matter of fact,
a buyer like you love snow.
And unless it's at a price point that I want to work, I'm most likely going to refer it out. And I do feel like you have to have a better pulse on the market as a seller's agent, and that's a more powerful position to be in. Not saying that a buyer's agent isn't good or you don't need to work with buyers, but I've always felt this way, and I probably will always feel this way. The sellers is where it's at. I mean, yeah. I would 100% want to be a seller's agent all day versus working with buyers.
I have two deals under contract right now. They're both listings.
Yeah.
I have an active listing. I have another listing coming up in the next week or two that I have a signed listing agreement for. I have a listing appointment Saturday or Thursday. I have a listing appointment that I have to call and reschedule for this Saturday because the weather this week, she just didn't feel comfortable. But so I'm just going to reappropriate my time then, and I'm just going to find something to fill it with that's productive towards sellers. Well, problem solved. Thanks, everybody.
Question for you, Carol. Yeah. For your prospecting, the calls you make, is it majority of circle prospecting?
Yes.
Okay.
I do every Monday. I call expireds. Every Tuesday, I call for sale by owners. Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, I circle prospect.
Okay.
But that's new this year. Last year, probably from June to December, all I did was circle prospect.
Okay.
And that was a mental block I had because I hate for sale by owners.
I think like I'm on the opposite end of the coin than you. I have a lot of buyers, and I've been really slacking on circle prospecting. And I think that's why my listings are not where I want them to be. So I feel like you're going to be putting in into one of those, because I spend a lot of time talking with buyers, people who are trying to get pre-approved, educating them on the process. I feel like all that time I'm spending with those buyers is time I should be circle prospecting for listings.
Yeah, I time block my prospecting is time blocked. Nothing. I mean, I can't say nothing. Last week I had 2 days that I couldn't because I just had shit pop off. And Friday I had a closing. So obviously, it's a closing. But so what I did was I circle prospect on Saturday to make up for it. So I do even have time set aside on the weekends. If I can't really get it in during the week and I'm really feeling down about it, I recently added some time on the weekends. But as a result, last week I ended up getting 1,100 and some odd calls.
Wow.
Today I did just under 300. So I am cold calling built my business. I don't care what anybody says. I know there's ads all over the place. Cold calling is outdated. You know what's outdated? That person's thought process that they think they can reinvent the wheel. There's no magic elixir to what we're doing. There's hard work and results. So I do the work and I'm getting the results. And you know what else? Door knocking. I wish I could door knock more here in Delaware. Unfortunately, with the pandemic, they shut us down. But I closed a listing last year from door knocking $290,000. And that was only from being able to door knock for 2 months. And I wasn't even door knocking all the time. I was door knocking around listings that I was doing for my team at the time. So I really, 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 like, there's no way you're getting me off of prospecting from that way. And I try to do it every day from 9 to 11.
Awesome.
That's what I'm aiming to start doing. I'm hoping with Chasten's model, it's not going to hurt my buy side.
And I'm telling you what, you know what, this morning, right? Look at this guy. 250 something calls in. I called this guy, okay? This man could not tell me fast enough that he wanted to sell his house, why he wanted to sell his house, and set an appointment for me on Thursday. This literally was whoever called this man first was getting this business. And guess what? This is a $350,000 house. And he needs to move into a rancher because he's got mobility issues now. He's looking for a $300,000 house. So this is over $600,000 right here just because I picked up my phone today.
Yep. Awesome. Awesome. All
Hey,
right.
real quick, Carol, sorry. I think
Okay, we got to wrap up this.
Look, Chase is like, move along.
All right, I was just saying, you don't give yourself enough credit sometimes. Good job.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay. All right. Who else has something?
I would like to volunteer.
Yep.
So I'm, as you know, I am doing rental boss. I'm finished rental boss.
Mm-hmm.
But I do have a friend. He used to be in the military. He's a veteran, and he wants me to sell his house in about 6 months, and it's around 350,000, 360,000.
Mm-hmm.
And my question is, he's building a house right now, and he wants to know if he would be able to do maybe Carol can help with this as well. He wants to know if he can do a contingency and pay rent for 6 months when he sells the house. And I want to see if he thought that maybe doing the Airbnb like Carol was talking about would be a good idea. I told him I would get back to him once I get in touch with my mentor. But that is one thing that I am looking for help with.
So he's trying to rent his existing house for 6 months after the sale.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, that's 100% possible. Now, will it fly these days? Probably not. But that's going to have to be something that's taken up with the people who are purchasing his house, whether they want to rent it to him for 6 months. Typically, I mean, these things happen a lot where someone will sell a home and they'll still stay in it for a little while. 6 months is an extremely long time. So probably the Airbnb route will work a lot better for him. But you're going to want to talk to the agent on the other side that's representing the buyer clients and see if they would be willing to do a 6 month lease back on that property.
Okay, for a lease back. Okay.
Yeah,
I'm writing that down.
And if it doesn't happen, then yeah, you're gonna want to go the short-term rental route,
which is the Airbnb.
Either Airbnb or rental property or an apartment for 6 months, just any short-term rental.
Okay.
The more activity you have on that listing as well, the more offers you can get, the more you'll be able to have leverage on that occupancy.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So pricing it right would be important.
Okay. Yeah, because I hear that most of houses that are expired is usually because of the pricing.
Yeah.
And then my next thing is, I don't remember when we talked, Chasten, that I told you I'm doing rental boss so I can build up the money to be able to do listings. My sister's gonna help me out with that listing, and I was wondering, with the rentals, is it okay to work with buyers as well, or should I just focus on the rentals?
No, you work with anything you can get. You don't have anything else going on.
Okay.
Get your money.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, that's not
all right. All right. We got it.
The last thing
Okay.
is, I don't remember if you told me if it's okay if I should look for open houses or if I should just focus on the rentals. Because I know what open houses you can find buyers.
Yeah, so what you need to do is kind of take this block out of your head that you can only do one thing. So you can work with rentals, you can work with buyers, you can work with sellers. Your license allows you to do it all. Now, rentals are not going to take up all of your time. Buyers are going to take more time. The sellers will probably won't take too much of your time besides the prospecting and then getting it on the market. And so, yeah, your biggest role and job as a new real estate agent is getting as many contacts as you can get. Okay, so you can do that through prospecting, through your social media marketing, through hosting open houses, whatever, attending networking events. You want to build that database as big as you can get. So don't let anything limit you from building that database.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
All right. No problem. Okay. Who's next? Fire something.
Well, here, I'll jump in real quick.
Okay.
So as far as what I'm doing right now, I'm just mainly focusing on Red X and making my calls. Like Carol mentioned earlier, there's a lot of ads out there saying that cold calling is dead, blah, blah, blah. But what I've realized as I'm making those phone calls is when you're in the habit of getting on the phone and speaking to strangers, you're building your confidence, you're building your knowledge level, you're getting in, better practice at answering questions that you've not had to deal with before. So you got to make the calls. Nobody likes to make the calls, but it is something that we have to do because we have to stay in that habit of being able to speak with people. And so that's where I've been, the last week or two is just make the calls.
Yeah. And something to understand about ads and advertisements is just that they are advertisements. Their job is to get you to click on them and to buy into whatever they are selling. And so if you know that you hate cold calling and you see an ad that says cold calling is dead, try this, you're going to want to click on it. I mean, it's simple math. Like, it's simple advertising. And one thing about ads is when you are putting something out there that is the opposite of what everybody else is saying, it catches your attention. And it makes you want to click on it. It makes you want to find more information. So understand that this isn't anything credible, meaning they've done tons of research and no, people have their phone in their hands more than anything nowadays. Before, you'd have to wait till you get home to check the voicemail to see who called, or you would return all your calls after 6 or 8 when the minutes were free. So cold calling is not dead. People literally have their phones by their side 24/7 these days, even while they are sleeping. So just understand an advertisement when you see it and know that that's not the market or what's truly happening. Go ahead.
Sorry. And one thing I've done is with my calls. So I don't know if it'll let you see. Anyway, this is my Red X call sheet. And so I basically tell myself, so there's a minimum of 20 calls on here for a calling session. I'm not going to finish my calling session until I have filled out both sides of this paper. I have to push myself. It's just simple as that.
Yep. I mean, calling is for sure. I mean, it's literally how I got my first listings and everything like that. So stay on the calling. One thing about real estate, and we know that there's a lot of disruptors out there trying to change the way real estate is done. But like I told my team the other day, these are huge investments for people, hundreds of thousands of dollars. Okay, think about yourself. Do you want hundreds of thousands of your money being ran by a click of a button, or do you want somebody who's seriously there, that's invested in you, that can receive financial gain from it? Me, if I know that I'm paying somebody for something, I'm expecting them to do a certain job. I know that they are invested in it because their money is tied to it. Their commission is tied to it. And if they don't, then we're gonna have problems down the line. You can't do that with a button, okay? Because if something goes wrong, what are you going to do? You're going to go on their little website and fill out a form, and hope that somebody contacts you back. People are still invested in that human to human interaction. There's a lot of people out there that don't trust this whole click of a button. Think about that. Think about that. Someone with $1 million home, $700,000 home, $500,000 home. Think about their trust level when it comes to, oh, I'm just gonna go on this website and put in all my information. No, these people have advisors. They probably have a financial advisor. They probably have their own family attorney. They have a team of people there. So you as a real estate agent, you can be part of that team. Zillow is not going to be part of that team. Y'all, the luxury markets here in Dallas, and if y'all ever visit, I will physically show y'all. When you go in certain neighborhoods, you're literally not going to see a Keller Williams sign. You're not going to see a Remax sign. You're not going to see any of those because these people can even be to the point where they're just all
It's
about
off
showing,
market.
and they don't want some discount broker sign in their yard, you know, or
Yeah, it's a lot of it's off market too.
yeah. So, you know, don't worry about these people out there trying to change up things. Real estate will continue to be done how it's been done. Now, yeah, we're going to have technological advances. Yeah, things make it easier, but all these companies are doing are trimming, they're just trimming the fat. Okay. Zillow can come out there with a headline and all these other agents are going to run and leave the business because now they're all scared. They're just trimming the fat. They're not competition for me. They're not competition for you because we run a different type of business. There's a clientele out there for them, but guess what? That's not the clientele that I want. Like Carol mentioned earlier, it's like the Walmart of leads. And Walmart is a big company. Walmart is a big company and they have a huge clientele, but that doesn't mean that Target doesn't, that Trader Joe's doesn't, that Whole Foods doesn't. And Whole Foods can be hella high, but it be packed in there, don't it? It be packed. That's the kind of business that I'm running. That's the kind of clientele that I want. Okay, so I'm not worried about those disruptors. I'm not trying to capture their business. I'm not trying to compete against them because we're going after two different types of clientele. So as you're making cold calls, as you're reaching out to people, as you're door knocking, know who your clientele is. You'll be able to tell quickly in that phone call if that person is the right person for you or not. Okay, and you don't want those people who aren't. Sorry about that, y'all. I just had to let that out. Orlando, what's going on in your business these days?
Yeah, so I have 3 under contract right now. Also, I have a referral that should be closing soon. I was going to ask you how you track the volume of your referrals.
Yeah. Yeah. So that can be as simple as a form. So I keep a binder and I'm not at the office today or I will show you, but I keep a binder and there's a sheet in there called the lead tracker. And you can download this sheet from the file vault. But every single lead that comes in, because for me, I only track referral leads. I don't track something coming in off of a Facebook ad or Zillow or anything like that. We have systems for that. We use Sisu and KV Core. But for those people who physically reach out to me and say, I have a cousin, or if it's another agent in another part of the country, I'm literally writing that referral down and I'm writing down who sent that referral. I'm getting their name, address, email address, and phone number of who sent that referral. And then once a month, what I do is I send out my referral gifts, which is normally either a lottery ticket or a Starbucks card to those people who sent me a referral, you know, just thanking them for the referral. And part of my Tuesday update calls that we make on Tuesdays is to call those referral partners and let them know what's going on with the client that they referred. So for those true A-lead referrals, I just write them down manually and I keep them in the same binder and I get a new sheet every single month.
So when following your goals, say you had say your referral sold a house for 215,000 and you were getting 30% of that, would you track that volume?
Yeah, so I mean, literally, even to this day, my personal business is about 90% referral. Because I do track the volume. Now, when it comes to referrals though, where a lot of people have a hard time with them is, how do I get referrals? I'm not getting referrals. Like everybody thinks you're just supposed to wait around for referrals. No, you still have to work that referral market. You still have to be making those calls to those referral partners, which is why in Power Unit, I have you create a list of 50 referral partners, because you want to be reaching out to them. You want to be soliciting referrals. For your past clients, you need to be asking them, who do they know who's possibly looking to buy, sell, or lease a piece of real estate within the next 12 months. So you actually have to work that referrals. And if you set a goal number of how many referrals that you're looking to get, same thing like cold calling, same thing like listing and buyers, you got to work that market for you to actually get those referrals.
Yeah. Would I count that as $215,000 of volume, or would you do like a 30% of that?
No, I mean, if you got 200, I mean, if it was a $250,000 closed sale, you want to count that volume.
Okay.
Yeah. Now for your GCI though, you're going to just count not GCI. You can count GCI for the total commission if you want, but I would recommend just counting the GCI that was received by your office.
Okay.
But volume wise, no.
Okay. And I've noticed that from social media, I get a lot of good referrals, probably better referrals than I do actual leads who are trying to do something now. So I'll get someone from like California or Florida who needs an agent out there, and all through social media, I'm able to connect those. So that's something I'm really trying to tap into, because it's been working for me lately. I've probably had 3 referral closings this year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, and honestly, same for me. That's how it starts out. So all the referrals that I receive externally for people who are out of Texas, pretty much 100% of them stem from social media, because I don't know that they're a referral partner until they send me that referral. So I can't put them in my systems where I'm reaching out to them, sending them gifts and all that kind of stuff. But me projecting a market expert, me projecting myself as a trusted real estate agent here in my market, people see that, you know, and you all don't discount other realtors. Don't discount other realtors. If you are a real estate authority in your area, let other realtors in other areas see that. Okay. Think about who has most of the business. It's us as real estate agents. I get so many referrals from agents, and it's because I'm looked at as a trusted advisor here in my market. But think about my messaging. My messaging out there is mostly to other agents. So don't discount that market. What we do here in Power Unit, you know, you all share referrals because you know the other agents here know what's up, know how to handle a client, know how to treat them right.
Mm-hmm.
So same thing. Put yourself out there as that trusted real estate agent.
Yeah, so my business has come from social media marketing. I was targeting first-time home buyers and millennials and just educating them. But I'm starting to, even myself, see how saturated videos are on social media to the clients. So I am kind of trying to figure out what way I want to go with my social media marketing. Like that way, I want to gear it towards other agents so that I can attract referrals. And then also I'm picking up circle prospecting like Carol, and I'm really trying to shoot to become a listing agent this year.
Yeah, nice.
And numbers wise, I will be closed March 1st is the end of my year for EXP, and I will be hopefully closing 25 transactions.
Awesome. Congrats.
Thank you.
Damn. Nice.
Appreciate you guys.
Okay, who else?
I have a question.
Yep.
Okay, so, well, first just updates. I've been working like crazy trying to get my online systems, my website and CRM and everything all set up so that I can do online prospecting through Facebook and such. But beyond that, I've pulled a list of all of the volunteers. I have been a concert, I've worked at concerts forever. And so all my volunteer ushers, I've got a list of them, and I can call them personally, but I've realized that I have contacts with 4 different HR directors that used to be in HR at lower levels where I currently work and have now moved on as the directors of larger institutions in the area, like the hospital and such. I'm not like great friends with these people. I haven't talked to them since they left Interlochen, but I feel like that could be a good referral source, and I'm not really sure how to leverage that and how to get in touch with those. But I don't have their phone numbers. I'm friends with them on Facebook, but I don't really know how to leverage that. And they seem like a good source because they do bring in people from outside the area.
Yep, I definitely understand your question. So your question is how to leverage and how to build relationships back with those old contacts so that you can start getting referrals.
Yeah.
Calvin, do you have any insight on that?
As far as referrals in general, I mean,
Following up with like old contacts, reintroducing yourself, build.
matter of fact, I was actually doing that last week, but well, I've had my license since 2017, like the end of 2017, like December. So 2018, I sold a few homes. And what I started reaching out to people, you know, just kind of putting stuff through Cloud CMA. It comes with our CRM here in Illinois. So, and then just kind of checking for equity, things of that sort. As far as trying to, you know, at least get a conversation going. And while they're on the phone, they may, you know, talk about, you know, referrals in general. Then we also, Chasten had mentioned about, you know, I think you did this about 2 or 3 weeks ago, about like a list of things we can do to organically, you know, build our clientele, you know, like, well, I won't say clientele, but more so try to get like referrals, pretty much saying hi without having a full conversation, right? Because we always don't want to sound so salesy. But we sent out, you know, a calendar, like a magnet refrigerated calendar to all of my previous clients, you know, since that time frame. And then if I've seen that they had like, you know, equity in general, then I've been emailing them and then trying to schedule phone calls. I just started doing that second part last week though. So, and I don't know, you know, I'm gonna be honest, I haven't done, we are just starting to do a lot more like outside things, just to try different things to try to get more referrals. I've always naturally gotten them, but obviously, you know, you want to have a consistent flow, you know, of getting them. But yeah, I mean, I took down that list that you had mentioned, you know, a couple weeks ago, and we just started trying stuff from that list.
Awesome. So let me provide some additional recommendations for that, Sonia.
Okay.
For one, if you have a list of names, utilize your resources and start tracking. So hop on LinkedIn, find these people, find where they're at, you know, where they're working at, go to their company websites, find their addresses. Okay, find their address, and probably their company website will even show their personal email addresses and phone numbers, especially if they are in those types of corporate positions.
Yeah.
Most companies will have some type of staff page or personnel page, and you can track down their email addresses. One little trick, even if it doesn't show the people's email addresses who you're looking for, because they're just so high up, if you get on the website and you see that everybody's email address says like cmiles@foundersre, more than likely their email address is going to be the first letter of their first name in their last name.
Yeah.
Okay, so that way you can reach out to them through email. Now when you reach out to them through phone, you are reintroducing yourself, so don't think too deep into it. Think about it from a standpoint of someone who you haven't talked to in a while. Hey, this is Sonia. I'm not sure if you remember me. We did this project together at such and such. Oh yeah, I remember you. Hey, I was just going through my old contacts and I saw that you popped up. I see that you're with such and such now. How's that going? Okay, here we go. Now we're starting the normal conversation. Oh yeah, great. Oh man, I've always admired you for this, and this. How's your family? Okay, now I'm getting into the Ford script: family, occupation, recreation, and dreams. How's your family? Oh, that's so awesome. Yeah, we're doing great too. Blah, blah, blah. Y'all have anything exciting planned? recreation, here we go. What have you been up to lately? Yeah, again, I was just reaching out. I'm in real estate now, so I'm working for myself. And, I just wanted to say hi. I'll check in again with you next month, but I'm so glad to hear that you are doing well. Bam. You're just reopening the door, okay? Because
Okay.
it's going to be so annoying when you reach out to them for the first time in 5 years and you're trying to solicit business.
Right.
So just reopen that door. Utilize your resources to track down their information, their whereabouts. After you get off the call, follow them on LinkedIn, add them as a friend on Facebook. Okay. So do all that. Don't just automatically add them to your CRM. Okay.
Right.
And I mean, if you want to add them to your CRM, then that's fine, but don't put them on one of those automatic drip campaigns or your newsletter or anything like that. Not yet. Okay.
Right.
Then they get added to your list and you're calling them once a month. All right. Eventually that conversation is going to turn to you. Sonia, you're always calling me, asking me what I'm doing. What are you up to? Bam.
Mhm.
Here we go. Okay.
I mean, nobody's dumb. When somebody calls them out the blue and starts just asking them about themselves, which is great. I mean, people like love to talk about themselves. But then when you're like, oh yeah, I'm in real estate, they're gonna know that you called them because you're in real estate and they're in HR, right? But they'll be fine with that.
That's not your job
Okay.
to figure
Yeah.
that out.
Sorry, let me jump in. What's your other option? Not calling?
Right. There is no other option.
Yeah. So yeah, just, it is what it is. I know how you feel. Just don't be afraid. Just reestablish that relationship. That's all you can
Sure.
do.
Yeah.
And you're going to know whether they're willing, if they brush you off right away, then because I've had that happen. I call someone, oh yeah, well, good luck. Oh, okay. All right. But
Yeah.
you got to make the call. That's the only way you're going to know.
Okay.
Yeah. And for that scenario, good luck doesn't mean anything to me. I mean, again, my reasoning for calling is not to pull a deal out of you. Okay. That's not my reasoning for that initial call. I'm trying to reestablish this relationship.
All right.
Okay. I'm trying to open that door of communication. It's not my job to try to be a mind reader and think about how you might have felt on the other side. I'm just doing what I got to do. Okay.
Sure.
And in this business, we can only control what we're doing. So if you know that you're making the calls and doing what you have to do, then that's all you can expect. Okay. They have a job to do. They have a job to call employees. They have a job to hire, fire, do whatever. So we're all just doing our jobs, but your goal of that phone call is not to pull a deal out of them. Okay. And if you know that going into it, you shouldn't be worried about, did I say the wrong thing? Okay. How would you talk to one of your contacts or one of your family members when you're trying to reach out to them and you haven't spoken to them in a while? That's what you're doing. Okay.
All right.
We'll get more strategic moving forward. Like once you make that first call, once you do that second call, then we'll get into growing those referral partner relationships for actual business. I have a whole plan for it. It may be in the file vault already. And that's when we get into providing them with value, having a meeting with them, trying to see where opportunities lie, all that kind of stuff. But right now, your job is just to open that line of communication up.
All right. Sounds good. Thank you.
Yep. All right. Who else? Daniel, what you got going on?
All right. Yeah. So pretty good. I mean, I got 4 buyers. I'm closing 2 a month. My goal was to be at least 3. So I was supposed to have a good month in March. I made a few offers. I got 2 offers accepted. I'm going to be closing the deal this week. But once again, some of the listings are just hard over here. I mean, we went over list price, and then they want you to sign a appraisal waiver, and they want all this craziness, and it's just not working out. And then right now, I'm trying to get into a problem where some of my buyers are not qualifying for the down payment assistance program, which makes it even hard because I have so many referrals closing deals with $1,000, $2,000 that without the down payment assistance programs, they got good credit, got a good job, but they don't have no money saved up. So that's kind of where I'm at with some of my buyers. But they're funneling in, they're coming in through the referrals. I did try that's how that side of the business is still good. So I think I'm still on track with my normal transactions as I did last year. But I'm still gonna try to push to get more. The open houses went great, but with the weather and all that, I haven't done any of those. And I actually do enjoy doing the open houses. The cold calling with Red X, I'll be really honest, I'm not feeling it. Now I know that I'm probably not giving it 110, but I'll be honest with you, I'm not having fun. And to me, I'm a type of person that if I'm not having fun, I'm not having fun. And it feels like to me it's a job. So when I'm doing I'll do the open houses for 3 hours. I'll sit there and 2 people come in there and I'm super excited. I'm pumping. I'm getting their information and talking. To me, that's fun. Now it might not be as profitable maybe as the Red X, but I'll be honest, I'm just not feeling Red X. But I'm not ready to give it up yet. I told myself I'm gonna do 1 quarter. I'm gonna do it for the first quarter. I think it's $250 a month. And I mean, I'll make a phone call here and there, but I'm just not having fun with it. I am enjoying the mail outs, which is oddly, because I feel like that's old school, but I just feel like that's my thing. I mean, that's kind of what you taught me. And I feel like I enjoy writing the postcards. I enjoy the gifts. If I'm spending $250, I'd rather spend it, with something that I enjoy. And then at the same time, my mission statement for my company is to educate, empower, and assist. So I feel like with the postcards, I can educate more than through cold calling, because I'm just about giving information out. And with the cold calling, just not enough time to do that. I like to chat, so it's not working out for me. I mean, I'm not feeling it. So what I want to kind of do is spend that money doing, and maybe do like a monthly one, like how to prepare your. That kind of more in line with what I like. I find it fun. And then I have an assistant who I'm paying that could be doing all the envelopes, the stamps. But I mean, I know everybody says Red X is kind of the thing to get listings, but honestly, I'm just not having fun with it. And I feel like, it's like, now it's like a job versus like I'm going to work. So when I got to get in here and do it, it's like, I don't know. That's how I feel so far with Red X. But other than that, I mean, the referrals are good, and I'm still doing good as far as income.
Daniel, let me ask you this, because you have an existing business and you've been hitting your goals. What made you feel like you needed to start cold calling?
So number one, I felt like that's probably the best way to get listings. That was my theory based on what I was looking at. That that's probably the best ways. Numbers. You got to call, hit 300 calls, 600 calls, and just be consistent, because I know consistency definitely pays out. So that's kind of the first idea of that. Second one is, I felt like I needed to have that experience. I haven't experienced that. I don't know what it feels like to call people and go through those motions. So I feel like there's still a lot more I can experience. That's why I don't want to give up on it. But just off, just out of my personality, and I'm a guy that likes to go by just having fun, so I just didn't feel it. But once again, I know when I've given it them all, and I feel like I haven't. So that's why I'm kind of like, I think I made 600 calls around this area here, and then I had some leftover, what do you call it, cards, calendars.
Mm-hmm.
So I with the Red X, I printed out the neighborhood. So I called, sent it to 50 people from the phone calls that I made. So that's kind of where I'm at right now with the. But I want to get listings. Sorry, the internet's slow over here.
Yeah, you're kind of breaking up. But let me offer a little advice to you, because I feel that exact same way about door knocking. Does it work? 100%. It's just not my thing, and I've said that publicly. As you move up different levels in business, you're gonna find what really works for you, what you enjoy doing, what makes you money, And then that's the stuff that you want to double down on. You want to 10x that. As far as your listing strategy goes, since you sell so many properties, a huge opportunity for you is getting more listings in the neighborhoods that you actually sell in. And so since you enjoy doing the open houses and the cards and mailing and all that kind of stuff, I would target most of your, even your cold calling, instead of just calling randoms all around the place, start circle prospecting in those areas that you are actively selling in. Use that evidence of success for those areas. Just sold here, got a client in 3 days, sold for over asking. Even if you were on the buyer side, it doesn't matter. Shit, if it sold for over asking, it sold for over asking, and you sold it. Okay. Or if you're trying to market for buyers, which, I mean, it sounds like you're trying to do it for listings, your evidence of success could be that the other side saved my buyer $20,000 under appraisal, whatever. But use that opportunity of these neighborhoods that you are selling in, that other people live in, and let that be where you go after to get more listings.
Yeah. I was trying to do this. You know how the Reddit has the script?
You're really
And
breaking up.
so, can you hear me now?
Yeah, our internet in Houston is bad right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah. No, yeah, I would, if you can hear me, I would do that. I would do that. I mean, I am going to do that. I want to change it up and just do evidence of success when I call them versus going and just letting them know, hey, I just closed this out on the road. We spent $20,000 over asking, or we were able to get the buyer in at, in 30 days, or the success is. I end up doing it like that, but that's where I'm at.
And you can also use the script, hey, I just sold the house on Main Street. I know it's 2 streets away from you. I still have a huge list of people who are looking to move into the neighborhood. Have you heard of any neighbors trying to sell or who may be interested in selling? All right. Now, what you're going to get from that, you may get some neighbor referrals, but you'll probably get those homeowners very inquisitive about, oh, well, we might have been thinking, or we were considering if we could get the right price, and let that open up the door.
Yeah, I did that one. One of the guys, I guess he had got called a few times by some agents. He was like, yeah, I'm thinking about selling my house. I said, oh, great. He's like, but I'm not going to use you. I'm like, okay. I said, well, do you have any neighbors? He's like, yeah, I got some neighbors, but I ain't going to tell them about you. I'm like, okay. Yeah. I just started laughing, man. I could have just told that. I just started laughing. I said, all right, well, you have a great,
I said, why not? Why not? Was that your girl? No, I'm just kidding.
Hey, he was
upset. But yeah. All right. Any final things before we hop off of here? Next week we will be back on the marketing. We're going to talk about gifting. I'm going to give you some more gift ideas for this year, and we'll talk about that plan. What we sent out for Valentine's Day, I'm not sure if y'all saw my Instagram, because I definitely retweeted it. I mean, whatever you call it. But it was another client who put the gift on their Instagram to all of their followers. Still happening. That's yep.
I'm sorry, I just want to jump in. This is Roshonda. How are you?
Good.
Wanted to jump in. So about that. So we did a great job with the January magnets, right? However, I'm looking around and I'm not seeing anything based on like to try to keep it under $100 with the shipping, the packaging, and all of that jazz. So I wrote out a list that included 5 out of the 12 months, just to kind of keep the costs down. But would you mind sharing the links to where you're getting these items from? And some items would need to be individually packaged, which we've assigned someone to do that. However, I'm just wondering, like, where are you getting these kind of gifts, even though they're small, where are you getting them from that would be in bulk that way in that price?
I don't know if you can see this. Can you see what that is?
A Reese cup?
A Reese's cup. That's what we sent out in February. It came
Gotcha.
in a bag. They came in a big bag, and the card says, "All you need is love, but a little chocolate now and then doesn't hurt. Our agents have you covered this February. Wishing you a day full of love and beautiful memories from the Founders Real Estate Group. Happy Valentine's Day." That's what was sent out. We bought a bag of candy and sent out Reese's cups. It was in a regular envelope, used a regular stamp, 50 cents, however much it is. The thing with this that you have to keep in mind is that you're not trying to knock their socks off every month. Okay. Okay. You're just trying to stay in front of them. You're trying to stay relevant. It doesn't too much matter what gift you are sending over the fact that you are sending them. I feel like, honestly, our things have a better impact because of the card than the actual gift. It's a Reese's peanut butter cup, but
Right.
the fact that
It's a Reese's peanut butter smush.
you're silly. But I can definitely send you that list of low cost items. I'll tell you, most of them are from Amazon, and by bulk, it's probably coming in a pack of 12 to 20 for whatever price. Once we break it up, that's what brings the price down to less than $1 a envelope and an item. But it's not super big extravagant gifts. It's just something to send to stay in front of them.
So I got a quick follow-up question. Okay, so are you continuously sending out gifts? Because obviously you're sending out gifts to everyone that has ever been sold in Founders from agents lists as well. Do you ever get any pushback from the agent like, hey, you're still sending, I'm no longer with Founders. I'm not saying that somebody left before, but I'm just saying, say for instance, an agent sold a home. You have that, of course, on your list to send out a gift because at some point they worked with Founders because they worked with that agent, right? Do you get any pushback from your agent and saying, hey, can you, not send any gifts to my particular sold homes or listings in the future because I'm no longer with Founders?
No, plus it's in their agreement that because we're not going to have them as a part of our gifting and marketing and all of that. And then once that agent leaves, cut them off. It's not the client's fault that the agent left. And so, it's even in our team agreement that we still service those people because they were used to a certain service when they worked with Founders, and we made them as part of the Founders Forever fans. And so, no, it's not fair to the client to cut them off.
Okay, I love it. Thank you.
Yep.
Yeah,
One more thing to say.
Would you mind sharing the team agreement?
It's already in the
It is in the Powerball?
Yep.
Awesome. Thank you.
Okay.
Hey, I'm sorry I actually checked this while I was on the phone with you guys, but I just got a direct message from somebody that I haven't spoken to in like forever that has 2 family members who are looking for different houses. She gave me like the details of what they want, and a third one who is looking for a rental, in all caps. Immediately, they all need to move immediately. So yay!
Everybody give her a round of applause. Referrals. I'm telling you, man, that's where this business is. Okay. Follow it. Sonia hasn't been here for very long, y'all. I'm telling you, she hasn't been here for very long. Got plugged in, following the process. There we go. You're on mute. We can't hear you. Oh, the mic. It's all good. Okay. All right. Anything else before we hop off? Well, cool. I enjoyed this. We will be back with the marketing next week, and y'all stay warm. Stay warm as possible.
Yeah, stay warm, and we'll mail Carol a Texas snowman.
Yeah. All right. Oh, see y'all soon.
Miniature.
Yep. Bye.